Hello, everybody. So my name is Berenice Batut. I'm from the University of Freiburg, and I'm really glad to present the work of the Galaxy Training Network to build an open, collaborative online infrastructure for bioinformatics training. And yeah, the first question is why we care about bioinformatics training, why we should care about that. Because probably all of you know that during the last year there were an explosion of data to analyze, and we have access to many more computational power. We have also access to more specialized analysis, and there is now thousands of possible tools to analyze our data. So we need to learn how to use this data or analyze our data. And we need also to incorporate the biologists in the analysis of this data, because bioinformatics is really central to biology now to be only left to us as bioinformaticians. We need really to incorporate the biologists in the analysis. And so there is really a need in bioinformatics training. And this need comes with an increasing demand to learn bioinformatics. So this year there were a release of the Goblet survey where they asked to many scientists how they learn about bioinformatics. And in the survey, it looks like most of the people learn bioinformatics by themselves or from their colleagues. But they would like to learn bioinformatics with online trainings or doing workshops. So there is really a demand to learn bioinformatics. And Galaxy could be a great solution to learn bioinformatics or to train on bioinformatics. Why? Because first, you don't need any computational knowledge to use Galaxy. You have a web interface for numerous bioinformatics tools, among almost 5,000 now bioinformatics tools. It's scalable, meaning that you can use it on your computer, you can use it on a cluster, you can use it on the cloud. And you will not have any issue with computer configuration doing a workshops, for example. You don't have to ask all your participants to have the same operating systems. You just need to ask them to open a web browser, and they will have access to many tools. And the Galaxy community really care about trainings, how to use Galaxy, but how to analyze data within Galaxy. And so a few years ago, the Galaxy Training Network was funding. And the idea of the Galaxy Training Network is to aggregate training resources, but also best practices, platform recommendation, and also a directory where you can find instructors to train of using Galaxy and data analysis. So there is a lot of events organized with the Galaxy Training Networks since 2015, almost one event per month. But this is only the registered events. So there is probably a lot of more events organized using Galaxy as a support for trainings. And these events are worldwide. So it's not only in Europe, in US, it's also you see in Bolivia or somewhere else. So it's a nice network to train bioinformatics. And so it's a good start, but it was not enough, because here the Galaxy Training Network aggregates many resources from different platforms for trainings. So you had a lot of redundancies in the content, but also it was difficult to keep up to date with the new tools, because as you know, the tools evolved quite fast in bioinformatics. So last year, during the Galaxy Community Conference, the Galaxy Training Network decided to build a new open, collaborative, and fair, bingo, model for bioinformatics training. And the requirement was, okay, it must be easy to use. It must be easy to use for you if you want to train yourself on your side. But it must be also easy to use for instructor to give a full workshops with, I don't know how many participants. So it must easy also to integrate new content. And so it must support the two types of training, self-training and workshops. And it's also important to define the technical infrastructure. Which tools do you need? Where are the data? Everything you need to be able to run tutorials or full workshops. And we also care about limiting the redundancy to make it easy to keep up to date, to maintain on the long term. So during the last year, we worked a lot with the Galaxy Training Network to develop such a model. So the first step was to create a GitHub repository to collect everything. Everything is the content, the technical infrastructure, everything. And we also look at the topics, which topics we want to have it, and which are the targets. So the main target was trainings on use of Galaxy for analysis of data. So the things in black, meaning assembly, chip-seq, metagenomics, a lot of different topics on analysis of data. But we care also about the people that use Galaxy, so developers or administrators of Galaxy. So we developed also training around these topics. And to make it easy to maintain on the long terms, we wanted to have a similar structure, similar content format for every topics. So for every topics, you will find the same structure with tutorial slides. And I will explain a bit more the technical part. But if you look at the slide and tutorials, everything is written in Markdown. So it's a really simple markup language that makes it easy to anyone to create new content in it. So what we did is we have our tutorials written in Markdown, hosted in GitHub, and we have a templating system that takes this Markdown, adds some metadata written in a YAML file, and with the templating system, we can generate a nice web page that make our tutorials more appealing. And we have slides generated, and we have also a full web page to find your tutorials on your topics you are interested in. And because when you have a tutorials of, for example, metagenomics, you need data. You need input data, training data. And it takes a lot of time to create training data, small data set that is interesting enough to be used. So what we don't want to store our data in GitHub. So what we ask is we ask the people to upload the data on Zenodo. So we have a DOI associated to the input data, make it citable, and give credits to the people that spend time to define this input data. And we also give credit to the contributors on training by adding this information in the metadata. So for each tutorials, you have information who contributed to this tutorial. And other things important, as I said, is the technical infrastructure. Which tool do you need to run this tutorial? So with your tutorials, you have a YAML file that describe which tools do you need, which version of your tools you will need to be able to run these tutorials in a Galaxy instance. And we have also workflows going with our tutorial. And so we can use this YAML file with JSON file and with all this file to annotate public Galaxy instance and say, okay, this Galaxy instance can be used to run these tutorials. And we have also scripts that helps administrator of Galaxy instance to install all the needed tools, all the data needed for training on their Galaxy instance. And another steps we wanted to have, because you don't always have access to a Galaxy instance, a public Galaxy instance, or you don't have internet. So what we create also with the Galaxy Docker flavors with all the tools, all the data needed to be able to run topics. For example, all the metagenomics tutorials, you will have a Docker flavors with Galaxy shipped on it, and you can deploy it on your computer, and you will have anything you need to be able to run the tutorials on metagenomics. So this model I'll show you was used in the last year during many tutorials. We are still refining it, so it's still an ongoing process, but it's quite working well, nice currently, so it's nice. And so when we developed these models, we kept always in mind the FAIR principle. So to make the tutorials findable, it's automatically updated the metadata, of the tutorials are automatically passed by the Elixir training portals tests, and they are automatically added on this portal. So you can find easily every tutorials on the training, Galaxy training materials on the test. For the accessibility, all the training materials are accessible online at this URL. You don't have to register. It's really, you can use it as it is for training for yourself, but also for workshops. So we have, as we said, self-training boxes with Galaxy Docker flavors, and we annotate public Galaxy instance to say where you can run this tutorial. For interoperability, so all the metadata as described in YAML file, and it's integrating the IDAM ontology to make it easy to be integrated in other systems than tests or things. So we think also about the targets, so different targets for the content, and the technical support for different platforms. So you can use your tutorials on your computer, but on the cloud, on the cluster, everywhere you would like to do that. Reusability, so all the trainings are released with a CC BY license. We have a DOI for every input datasets, and we care about openness. So all the development process are made on GitHub, so it's fully open. We have a GitHub channels to discuss about everything. And we would like to be part of the open education movement also. But everything is only possible because it's a community effort. So this, as I said, this project started last year. And since then, we have quite a lot of numerous contributions. The number of commits here, the number of issue pull requests is really nice. And it's because we organize several hackathons on this topic. So the first one was in October. It was an online hackathon. In May, we organized with the Elixir and Goblet hackathon in Cambridge. It was really a really successful one. And during the last community conference, we organized also a hackathon. So it was really 3 successful hackathons in the sense of the contribution, but also the number of discussion, pull requests, issues, and the discussion on the GitHub channels were really interesting also. And the community is constantly growing. Here is the number of new contributors every month. So we have almost 1 new contributor every month, especially during the hackathon, but it's really nice. And so currently we have 48 contributors on this project. So it's thanks to all of them, because it's really thanks to them, because otherwise it will not be possible to have this nice project. And I would like to thank you for your attention. Just to mention, I have a poster tonight about that scaling bioinformatics training. And thanks.